Hello everyone, my name is Olga Masambo, and today I'm giving you a presentation on nutrition. So the food product that we're focusing on today are chips. Chip is basically like any type of snack food in form of crisp, flat, or slightly bowl-shaped bite-size unit. So the first chips that we found was at the Kroger supermarket. It was for $2.99. The serving size was about one size was equal to 160 calorie. It's very high in sodium and high in fat. So when we look at the calorie breakdown, we can see that 57% comes from fat and 38% comes from carbohydrate and 5% comes from proteins. So the red flags about these chips is that it's very high in fat and very high in salt, and it can cause some digestive uh, problem, and it can cause a lot of weight gain. It can cause a lot of weight gain due to its ingredients such as oil and corn and salt. So the second chips that I found at the Kroger supermarket are the KETO brand sea salt vinegar. So it was about $2.50 for 8 ounce at the Kroger supermarket, and it has per one serving 13 chips. It has 140 calories. It has about 9 grams of fat and 1 gram of saturated fat. It has 180 milligrams of sodium, 15 grams of carbs, and 2 grams of fiber with 0 grams of sugar. And it has 2 grams of proteins. These sea salt vinegar chips are also high in fat, They're also very high in fat and high in sodium, as you can see on the right. They are thicker than most chips from the KETO brand, which is quite surprising. They do have a lot of oil because they are keto, cooked, and not baked. The unknown ingredients that I found in these chips are like safflower flour, which is a good source of fatty acid, and maltodextrin, which is used to make the chips thicker. Now that and we also have citric acid, which keeps it fresh. And it's also made with non-GMO ingredients. The third chips I found at the Kroger market is the Simple Truth Keto Cheddar chips. It's a $2.50 for 2 ounces. The serving size is 30 pieces per 28 grams for 80 calories. The source of its calories basically is 71% of its calories it's made of fat, which is a lot of fat, and 29 it's basically made of protein. It has 0 carbohydrate, which is quite surprising. It has ingredient made of cheddar cheese milk, which is basically ingredient with a lot of dairy, and it's made of 100% of cheese. The nutrition has 20% total fat, and it has 40% saturated fat, and it has 13% cholesterol and 12% sodium. The fifth product of chip that I found is the Harvest Snap Green Pea. I found it $179 each at Myers for 3.3 ounces. The serving size is 22 pieces, sorry, and it's 28 grams for 130 calories. The nutrition fact is that it's cholesterol free, it's very high in fiber, it's good source of protein, and it has no saturated fat, it's very low in sodium, no sugar, but surprisingly it does have alcohol. And when you look at the calorie sources, we can see that 15% of his calorie comes from proteins, and 50% comes from carbohydrate, and 35% comes from alcohol. It has good ingredients such as green pea, and canola oil, rice, a bit of salt, and also has calcium and carbonate. It has vitamin C, which are good for the bones. The sixth product is the salted veggie straws. I find it for $2.99 at Myers for 7 ounce for serving size of 38 chips which is about 28 grams for 134 calories. The ingredient has ingredients such as potato, corn, tomato, spinach, salt, potassium, chlorine, a little bit of sugar, turmeric, and most of the ingredients such as spinach are very good source of vitamin A and C and K. It has nutrition facts such as like it's cholesterol free, it's very low saturated fat, it has 2% of iron and vitamin C. The seventh chip is the Sun Chips whole grain snack garden salsa flavored. I had to find these chips at Myers for $2.99 and 7 ounces. The serving size was 15 chips was equal to 140 calories. Most of its calorie sources comes from 55% of carbohydrate and 6% from protein and 39% of fat. It's made of whole wheat, which is a good source of protein, fiber, and vitamin B, antioxidant, and it's a good source of minerals with these ingredients including the whole wheat, brown rice, and tomato. And the nutrition fact about this product is very low in saturated fat, it's cholesterol free, and 54% of its calorie comes from fat, which is quite a lot and quite surprising. This eighth product was found at the farmer's market, the organic, which is it's a white thin Tortilla chips, and it was for 14 ounces with the current price was 2 for $5, and the serving size was 13 chips, was about 140 calories. The green flag about this product is a gluten-free, it's hard-wise, plant-based, it's USD organic, it's very certified organic product. Nutrition fact is also cholesterol free, it's very high in fiber, and it has low saturated fat, it's sugar free, has 2% of calcium and 6% of iron. But however, it's very like the negative thing about this product is very high in fat. The ninth product is the cheap whole grain spinach kale found at the farmer's market. It's for 4 ounces with current price was 2 for $3.99. And it's gluten-free, it's heart-wise, it's no sugar added, it's plant-based also, and it has ingredients such as the whole grain corn, flour, and sea salt, spinach. It's also good for vitamin K, and its source of calorie comes from like 47 of carbohydrate and 47 of fat, 47% of fat, and 6% of proteins. The nutrition fact is basically 10 chips for 150 of calories. It's cholesterol free, it's low in saturated fat and very low in sodium, and it's free from sugar. Number 10 is the pretzel. Pretzels are found at the four markets for 2 for $4, 2 ounces. And the serving size is 11 crackers. That's 110 calories. It has 0 fat. As you can see the calorie breakdown, it has 0 fat, but it's loaded with carbohydrate with 88%. And it has good ingredients for vegan thiamine, and it's good for the immune system because of the carbs it's loaded in. The advantage about this product that is that it's plant-based and it's free from fat, and it's non-GMO. Select which product was the top worst, the healthiest. I had to make a chart. So my chart is based on calorie, serving per piece, and fat, fiber, protein, and sodium, carbs, and micronutrition. So within this chart, I noticed that Lay's potato chips very high in fat, and Doritos very high in calorie and fat with sodium. And KETO chips, although it had good ingredients, was very high in sodium and high in carbs. And Sun chips was also very high in carbs and it had a lot of sugar. What all these products have in common is that they're all very high in fat and calorie and sodium and in carbs, and they also lack good ingredients that the body needs, such as vitamin, micronutrients. My top 5 healthiest chips are these top 5 because they taste good, and it's the very low in sodium, the very low in fat, and just these chips are made with healthiest fats such as the omega-3 fats. It has cornea oil. It has benefits which are loaded with proteins and fiber and vitamins and antioxidants. It's also prohibited. it has ingredients that are non-organic and non-GMO. It has no added sugar and no preservatives, and it has less artificial flavors. The healthiest chips that I chose here is the Harvest Snaps. The Harvest Snap is only $179 with 3 ounce of Myers. What makes this chip so healthy is that it contains 4% of RDV of calcium, 5% of RDV of potassium, and 8% of RDV of iron. As you can see in the chart on the left, it's quite low in calorie with 22 pieces, and it has no fat in it. It has 4 grams of fiber, and it has about 5 grams of proteins, only with 75 gram of sodium compared to the others products, such as such as the garden veggies. Garden veggies has 200 and more sodium. This chips has a good ingredients, such as the green peas, and it has calcium and carbonates, and it has vitamin C, and it also has vitamin C and vitamin K1, which is very good for the bones.